Warning. This program contains coarse humor and a sense of language that some people might not share. Viewer discretion is advised. Viewer dissection is not advised.
Inside, everything was ready. A few pioneers stood there chatting. The tables were moved out of the way to make room for players and spectators. I looked around. There's only 7 people here. Something was going on in the far corner. When I came closer, I saw large pieces of paper with a diagram drawn on it. My name was among the players. I think that's me. And who came up with all this? I patted Electronic, who was standing near.
Well, of course, it was your most humble servant.
He bowed to me jokingly, making me uncomfortable to the point of squirming. And why in the world am I among the players, then? I was disappointed. A few seconds ago, I thought I had a slim chance to evade this tournament. Then I wouldn't have to fear Alyssa's revenge for not betting with her. But now that hope was gone.
It was pure coincidence.
Yeah, right, coincidence. Except that I was already acquainted with every one of the contestants. While there were a few dozen other pioneers standing in the room. I was seized by anxiety. It's the feeling of being watched while standing in an empty room with no windows and doors. Will there be a prize? I asked him lazily. I wanted to distract myself with a pointless conversation. Electronic was just about to answer when Ileana came out of nowhere and started jumping around him.
Prizes! Prizes! I heard something about prizes!
Do you know what the main ethos of the Olympic Games? It's not the winning, but the taking part that counts.
What? Oh.
You'll understand when you grow up. She made a wry face and jabbed Electronic in the ribs.
So what about the prize? Well, I don't know. It's not up to me.
He made a helpless gesture. Really, if they came up with this stupid game, they could at least make a winner a chocolate medal or something. Liliana suddenly jumped up and raced off to somewhere. I wish I was that optimistic. So what about the rules?
Wait a bit. Not everyone's here yet.
I looked around the canteen. Alyssa, Slaviana, Lena, Miku, Shirik were here. It seems like everyone is here.
Not everyone. Zenya's not here.
Does he feel uneasy, or is it just me? She's not here, so what? Pick someone else instead.
No, I can't do that.
He answered slowly. I decided not to ask why he can't do this. Well, I'll go fetch her or something, I don't know. He can't go, he's the host of the event. The camp leader appeared as if from nowhere.
But Olga to be trapped.
Electronic whined. Semyon will go. Right, Semyon? She looked at me and smiled. Of course, who else? Where is she? In the library, I guess. Okay. I dragged my feet towards the door.
Please hurry.
What's Electronic's problem, anyway? Night is coming soon. I was going to take my time, so I slowly paced towards the library. But I found Xenia before I even expected. She was sitting on a bench in the square, staring at Genda, who was always silent as always. What are you doing here? Everyone's looking for you.
Sitting here, as you can see.
She frowned. Well, let's go.
I don't want to.
She looked away. Why not?
I don't want to.
I sat beside her. Listen, I don't like the idea of this contest myself, but we can't let everyone down. I surely didn't sound like myself there. A couple of days ago, I would think of saying something like that. Xenia looked at me with a surprise on her face.
So everyone's waiting for me?
That isn't exactly what I said. Yeah?
I won't go anyway.
She frowned and hid her face. But why? I gestured with my arms, wondering.
I don't know how to play cards.
So what? Same problem here.
Then how can you play?
What, you can't only do things that you read about in books or something? Of course. She was surprised. And what if you end up in Antarctica and have to rely on hunting polar bears to survive? Polar bears don't live in Antarctica? Xenia smiled. Doesn't matter, it's just an example. Come on, it's not like someone's life depends on the result. She took her time to think. I just don't want to let anyone down. Right. I agreed sarcastically. Don't you think anything fun about that? I forgot her voice already. I didn't get what she meant, but anyway. Obviously, everybody has their weak spots. In a minute, we were both back at the canteen. Everyone looked at Electronic. So... He cleared his throat. Each round consists of one game. In case of a draw, you replay the game. After this, the loser drops out and the next round begins. Since the number of volunteers... He looked at me. Since the number of players is just 8, we'll have only 3 rounds. Is everything clear? The crowd cheered. And what are the prizes? The prizes, what are they? Uliana, cut it out. Oh, whoops. Uliana, cut it out. Slavia stepped forward, tried to catch Uliana. I won't rest until the prize is mine. It seemed the girl alone was enough energy to warp jump to Alpha Centauri. Prizes, prizes. She repeated over and over. Stop it. Slavia tried to reason with her. Electronic seemed to be getting dizzy from all this running around. Let's start already, I said calmly and added to Uliana, or you won't get any prizes. Looks like my argument got through to her, so she took her place. Slavia followed her, giving me a grateful smile as she passed. The pioneers finally settled down. I approached the table that Lena sat behind. You don't mind? She looked at me and blushed. Don't worry, I don't know the rules myself. And how can I be sure that that's not... And how can I be sure that it's not only myself? I sat down. Turns out we'll have to play the first round together. Yes. Finally, Electronic started to explain the rules. I can skip the tutorial, I've played this before. Electronic, who was watching silently, nodded in approval. Looks like we're getting somewhere. Now, during the round of the opponent's trade, you keep an eye on the other. Penetrate your opponent with your eye. What? I can't do that to Lena. I chuckled. Penetrate.
What's so funny?
Never mind. I tried to keep a straight face. He stared at me for a moment and then moved on.
And then we turn the cards to see whose hand is better.
Electronic went back to his diagram. So, here's what we're going to do. I've obviously played this game a lot. I'm going to lose against Lena. It's still frustrating to lose anyway. I left the canteen. It was too early to sleep, and a short walk looked like a good idea. Where should I head to?